Ladies and gentlemen, this is how to play Mongol like a pro. So, I'm not going to veto Socatra because there's a cool strategy. So if we go to Socatra, I can show it to you with Mongol. In general, you want to veto stuff like Four Lakes because you don't usually play Mongol on water. You can actually play Mongol on full water maps, but not like hybrid like this. Want to veto Golden Pit, it's not a great Mongol map. The rest of them are fine. The rest of them are fine. I'm gonna veto Himayama and Gorge. Gorge is not that good for Mongol, I'm gonna be honest. Trade can be good, but sometimes it's not. Himayama, I'm just tired of it. For some reason, I get Himayama all day whenever I play ladder, so I'm just tired. Himayama is same like Gorge. Regarding Mongol trading, it's like sometimes it's good and sometimes it's really bad. Sometimes the market is like too short on Himayama, so you don't get a lot of gold. And then on Gorge, sometimes market is on the dead center of the map, so it's like really awkward to trade too. So, and yeah, Golden Pit has no market, and also Golden Pit is all about holding the middle. So when you play Mongol, you kind of want maps that have a market and that have pretty good trade. So this is my second account, so the queue is probably going to be long, but hopefully we get some games going. All right, Order of the Dragon against Mongol. Now this is a matchup, so I'm going to cover I'm going to try to talk about the matchups, and I'm going to try to talk about my thought process as always. So this is a matchup that is both HRE and OOTD are pretty rough for Mongol early on, and they're actually one of the harder matchups that exist. And yes, even OOTD. I know OOTD is not great at the tippity top level, but this matchup is pretty rough.
Time for the Mongol guide, brother.
And
Kona.
Thank you, appreciate it. So you actually cannot. I don't know if this guy knows how to, you know, do this well. I don't know what his rating is, but you actually cannot tower rush HRE or OOTD for two reasons. Well, for OOTD, if they just make spears and you make spears, they will actually beat you up pretty badly. If you're playing against HRE, they don't even need to make spears, because what they can do is they can just get the prelat out and they can just heal the damage that's coming from your spearmen and maybe even deny your tower with villagers and stuff like that. So I would probably not advise you to tower rush those two civs. You can try, like, depending what elo you are, it can work, but probably would advise against that. So yeah. Okay, trade is in the corner. That's very good. That means that my trade is here. That's very nice. So my gold is very far away. Jesus. So there's two things you can do here. Some matchups, by the way, I'm gonna show you all-ins without trade. I'm just gonna go for it. Some civs I'm gonna trade. Some civs I'm gonna tower rush. So I'm gonna try to explain my thought process behind all of that. And then at the end, we're going to cover all the Mongol matchups and stuff like that. So, the reason you go for this pasture is while you're waiting for your TC to place down and move and stuff like that, instead of just waiting with villagers, you might as well just chop down a tree. And if you chop 50 wood, you might as well chop the rest of it and make a pasture. And the opponent will also not know if you're going to make a pasture or what's it called, or barracks, so it kind of keeps them in the dark a little bit. But you get pasture, and pastures this early actually give you a lot of food over time, so it's quite nice. So does that? Oh my god, this wolf is gonna be annoying later. So if you want to build Mangudai, you definitely want to go for deer stones, but this matchup, not only that, you know, making Mangudai against HRE OOTD is not great, but also OOTD has so much health, the Mangudai are going to take a year to, like, kill a horseman, right? So because of that, I'm going to do something that I pretty much never do these days. I almost always go deer stones, but in this matchup, I don't really see a point in making Mangudais at all. When you play against OOTD, you want to hard counter their units, right? So if their units are if he's making horsemen, you want to go spearmen, right? You can go keshiks, but the horsemen will actually do very well against keshiks because they're just very, very tanky and good. Okay, I think this is my second or third sheep that just popped. I'm gonna show you a little trick here when you go silver tree. In a second, but I'm probably gonna open keshiks just to get the tempo, because you do want to get map control if you're trading. You don't want to make spearman archer if you're trading. You pretty much always want to have keshiks just so that you can dictate the game and your opponent has to, you know, wonder where you are, and to make a raiding a lot easier. I'm gonna get wheelbarrow. What you can do is also skip wheelbarrow and get double broadaxe or horticulture first, but I just like getting wheelbarrow. Okay. He went mine work. I mean, he had a really good chapel here. Surprised he didn't go for that. So I'm just gonna stick with my con here. This is probably scouted by him, so I'm not too stressed about it. And because he's not making anything anyway, he looks like he's gonna make units. Yeah, there we go. Horseman. I'm just gonna go actually produce keshiks. So sometimes what you can do is double produce. I was gonna double produce from here. The traders, and you can actually double produce, and then move your market. So by the time the market reaches there, when you trade at the moment of drop off, because it calculates where your market is, you're gonna get full return after that on the gold. Okay. We got some more gold villagers. Wow, there's that annoying wolf there. And by the way, you don't need to. I'm just gonna go double keshik. I'm gonna try to outmass. There's two ways you can deal, by the way, with OOTD units. One is just hard countering, another one is hard countering and or just completely outmassing them. So you can just go like shit ton of keshiks and just outmass. Oh god, that's annoying. I should have gone back a bit earlier. I'm gonna get a tower there. Okay, I'll return the favor. Oh, there's a boar there. Okay. We're gonna start trading. We got another pasture. So now what's kind of scary is the fact that I don't know where the horseman is, so you can harass quite a big line there. Which is why it's like impossible to defend this with infantry. Like unless he runs into them, you know, but it's so hard to defend with infantry. Okay, that's very nice. I found one horseman. And now the trading is started. I'm not gonna upgrade the tower actually. Okay, he's going spearman. So I need to get archers ASAP. You don't play around with this. So because I don't have archers, what I'm gonna do is get some vision, and I'm just gonna go around. Okay, I'm gonna just force him to. I'm getting some eco upgrades. I'm gonna force him to defend right now. I'm basically defending my stuff by attacking his stuff. Okay. Now this is the point where probably the smartest thing to do is actually just go Spearman now. So that I'm just switching basically tech from one to the other and he can't keep up kind of thing. I mean, he did a good job. He defended my stuff. And he did a counter raid, so that's gonna cost me 2 traders. So I'm already taking damage, so instead of going back and taking damage anyway, what I'm gonna try to do is I'm going to try to do counter damage on the other side. Because sometimes if you're taking damage, like, it doesn't really help you if you go back. It's like you already took damage, so you might as well try to do something on the other side, right? Oh, look how strong the horsemen are. They killed my Keshiks. 3 Keshiks lost to 3 horsemen. But the army that he's making is gonna be... Oh my god. The army that he's making is going to be very difficult to maintain in terms of production. Okay, I'm gonna go Spearman now. I get a lot of archers. Making some spearmen. So these spearmen are now forcing him to make units of his own, right? Like archers to defend. Sorry, I'm trying to play and talk at the same time, and I'm not very good at it. Barely even good at playing something. Try raid that. -2. So he did some eco damage, but I'm just continuously producing eco, and my eco is pretty cheap to produce, right? Like, what are these? 60, 36? That's not a lot. Okay, he's making a lot of horsemen, so he's basically, I'm just gonna produce more spearmen. Yeah, at this point I'm thinking about just going Spearman Keshik, because I lost my Keshik mass. And now if I remade, it wouldn't really do much. I can also stop this. Get a lot of food there. And we're looking at a slow age up from here now. I feel like I've done some damage. Like I said, I don't want to overcommit on Keshiks right now. We're gonna make these 2 towers right here. I could... Oh, fuck. That's very unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. I'm gonna leave like 3-4 spearmen there. I lost 3 villagers there, I mean. Could have been worse, you know? I'm gonna leave 3 spearmen here. So if some horsemen come together with tower, I should be able to defend that. Okay, we're gonna lose 1. I'm gonna cancel that trader. So yeah, this is the hardest part about defending as a Mongol. If the opponent attacks multiple sides, you have to split your units properly. Like here right now. I'm gonna try to attack these. Left some spearmen here. Doing okay here. Okay, we held that. Again, I am losing some traders, but is alright. Getting a lot of upgrades. I'm gonna get the whistling arrow, which is a very, very strong upgrade. So there's horsemen there, which there might be still. We have a lot of spearmen there to protect. We got some Keshiks still alive. We can start making towers to what's it called? To get that speed aura. Horsemen are there. Because he's like not attacking, I have a feeling he's actually aging up. Okay, the horsemen are picked off. I'm gonna get a Springle tower here. That's gonna be pretty nice and strong. This looks fine for now. I think, yeah, because he went back, I think he's just aging up. I want to get the upgrade from the tower, so all my units get the minion speed. That's a lot of units. I'm making men-at-arms and what's it called? Making men-at-arm crossbow now because he has men-at-arm archers. I'm gonna just destroy this. Like, I'm ahead now. I don't need to rush or hurry or whatever. I can just, you know, slowly push. Like, even if he ages up, I'm not, you know, I'm age 3. I'm not gonna like lose the game or something, right? What I should do is take the relics, actually. Can speed run through here. See if I can find any villagers. His villagers are not here, which is interesting. Means that these villagers are on this side of the map. Keshiks in the back. Let's send one Keshik here on the gold. Yeah, there's the villagers. Sometimes you can say where the, or we can see where the opponent army is by, or villagers, or economy. You can see where it is by seeing if it's in the main base or not. Here. There's not enough units from him. Yeah, I don't really need gold right now. I just want to take gold so... or relics, sorry, so that he doesn't take them. So one of the ways you can end games with Mongol is... I'll show you in a second. You take about 5 villagers. This is how Mongol used to play every game. Now it's a bit less common. I don't know why. But this is how you can end games with Mongol pretty efficiently, I would say. Let's get these last few relics. So he's gonna get 1 relic, but that's okay. Okay. So I got another blacksmith. I'm gonna get improved siege engineering. And I'm bringing villagers. Because, yeah, this is how you used to end games. You put a bunch of towers and you make a bunch of siege and you just slow push. So I'll do that just to show you guys. And this is, I mean, even now, this is very hard to stop in my opinion. Doesn't matter what city you're playing against. Like if Mongol gets like 2 towers with Springold and shit, Springold upgrades, it becomes very hard to break. But at the same time, oh, he just yoinked that relic. Especially if you're playing HRE or OTD, like if you can't break them, this is one of the better ways to do it. And I'm just gonna get Springold towers upgraded as well. So we're just gonna start slamming on that town center. I mean, I can probably just kill him. I'm trying to show you something here. So basically what I would do is I would just hit the TC till the emergency repair starts, and I would just slam something else right after. GG. And if the enemy is also making Springolds, because you have all the map control, you can just make like 5 Springolds at a time, and you can also buy wood if you have too much gold and stuff like that, so you can kind of rebalance your economy to whatever you need. And if the enemy is making like cavalry, just make a bunch of spearmen. But I like what he did with like the way he was attacking was the right move. I mean, I don't know where he fell short. I don't know what he was doing right, but the choices to attack like left and right is good, especially if you use like one strong army, like men-at-arms, spearman, archer, and then the other army is cavalry. So it becomes harder to like chase and stuff like that. But you also want to do, when you attack Mongol, you also want to do like, you swap them, right? So you attack right side with horsemen, left side with army, and then swap them so the enemy kind of struggles a little bit. When is it appropriate to go double market deer stones versus just silver tree? Well, double market you only go if the enemy is booming as well. So if you go, it doesn't matter if it's silver tree or normal market. If you go 1 market and the opponent is on 1 TC, you stay on 1 market and you just make units. If you make 1 market and the enemy goes for 2nd TC, you can even go for 2 more markets for a total of 3. Like for example, if I play against China and China goes to TC Song, I'll go for 3 or 4 markets even. Look at Mongol like Abbasid. You know how Abbasid, if you have 2 TC, they'll make 3 kind of thing? Mongol is the same. If you have a TC and a TC, and then he has 2 TCs, just make 1 market more than what he has. So just make 2 markets at the minimum. When silver tree of deer stones, I just explained that at the start of the game. You want to go Mangudai, you go for Earstones. Or if you're gonna do an all-in, I guess. Because you're not always gonna trade. It depends on the matchup. Some matchups are just all-in. Some matchups it's like impossible to trade. I've played some matchups where if I can't trade, I just go 2TC. Which is a bit weird, but you can also do 2TC Mongol. Which is, 2TC Mongol is one of those strats that's actually not good. But because it's not good, if the opponent is not actively scouting, you can kind of sneak it in, you know? So, for that reason, it can be very nice. When is Fast Castle appropriate? I don't think you should ever go Fast Castle with Mongol. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, rushing Fast Castle strategies, you do them for a reason, right? So, for example, if you're rushing castle with English, you don't make spearmen, you make knights, because you don't have knights in feudal age, right? Or if you're rushing castle as HRE, the reason you're rushing castle is so you can take relics and make knights, or men-at-arms that are super strong. If you rush castle with Mongols, like what do you get? Yeah, it's like Fast Castle French, exactly. It's the same reason why JD or French don't rush castle. Why would you? You have knights in feudal. So Mongol is a very fluid civ. You don't really have hard rules. You have to understand why you're doing it certain times and what you're doing. Like, for example, if you play more build order oriented civ like Abbasid, you learn how to do 2TC, and then after that, you adjust to what your opponent is doing. But with Mongol, it's like you're adjusting from the moment you enter the game, right? You're deciding where you're going to put the TC, where are you going to put, which tree are you going to chop? Are you going to go pasture? Are you going to go barracks? Like, it's immediately, it starts, right? And then you scout your opponent, and then you see, oh, he has really hard gold to break. Okay, maybe I won't tower rush gold, maybe we'll tower rush this. So there's a lot of decisions to be made, and it's like, you can't say, like in any matchup, like you always tower rush gold. Like sometimes you don't. Mongol main, Rus and Byzantine are my worst matchup. Mongol is pretty good into Byzantine, actually. During the peak Byzantine OP era, Mongol was considered one of the two counters to Byzantine. Ooh, I'm gonna show you a cool strat. I hope this guy is not... Okay, it's Conquer 1. We'll take it. The Rus is pretty hard. I don't see why it would be hard. It was hard to play Mongol versus Rus before, but Rus got changed a lot. And the Rus struggles in a lot of matchups now. Ooh, this is gonna be an interesting one. Can I do it? I think I can do it still.
Wow, it's very nice, very nice.
Okay, we're not gonna count this game into like 4 or 5 games for the guide. I mean, I'm gonna put this in the guide, but I'm not gonna count this as like, this is game number 2. Yeah. So this strat is so basically English is like king of Socatra, because English can just take the board. There's nothing you can really do about it because of the ranged bows on the villagers. But as Mongol, you can just put the TC on the middle, and basically what happens is you lose, like, you don't lose that much of a villager production. I know it might seem like crazy because you're moving TC from all the way there to there. But let's say on a normal map, these resources are closer, right? On a normal map, you would be here and the gold would be there. So let's say my TC is here. I have to move it there, right? That's like a bit of a distance. Now I moved it from here to here. That's not that much more. And you get boar. And you usually place a TC like here. So you also get the fat wood line. So you don't have the tiny wood line to play with. The only problem is like gold can, like in this case, gold is kind of annoying because it's either all the way back or here. But yeah, getting the boar like to start with is insane. Eco. And by the way, if you're asking if you're wondering why he GG'd, he just lost the scout. So not only he has insane amount of idle time, I'm gonna take all the sheep on the map as well. Let's go, baby. What civ do I play for guide? Any is fine. Ooh. Paid actor? Well, he's just a nice guy. I wonder if he randomed. Alright. So let's go. For some reason I thought I put my TC next to there, but okay, I guess I didn't. So this matchup, we are gonna do a little tower rush, little cheeky tower rush. Now, the way I'm gonna play against French is pretty much how you're gonna play against any Knight Civ. You're gonna play the same way against JD, against Rus. Now, against Rus, the funny thing is, I feel like these days you can probably tower rush Rus. Especially if you can get like a tower maybe on their gold and their stone. Because Rus is a lot slower. But in general, ooh, forward gold. Okay, I love that. We're gonna do one of these. And you see where everything is, so that's pretty nice. We're just gonna insta-go tower rush that. So, in general, you want to tower rush and block their gold, and usually they're going to go on their stone to get a second town center, or they're going to try, like if he has a gold here, he's going to try to just go on that gold and make a tower. So that's something you need to be careful of, because you want to keep them off of the gold. If they have gold mining, and you're both like even, and you're just making units, then, you know, he has better knights, so... And you have Keshik, so kick that way. That's not gonna end too well for you. So your goal is to keep them off of gold for as long as possible. Even if they get a second town center, just keep them off of gold. Now regarding Mangudai, you can make them, but they do very little damage against knights. So that's something to take in consideration. And I would probably say, like, Mangudai are usually a lot better versus like civs that either don't have hard counter against Mangudai or they don't have knights, because both of those are pretty good at what they do. So I'm gonna just make 4 spearmen. A lot of people make a mistake of like just making 5 or even more than that. You don't need that. Like just making I'll make it here actually. Just making 4 is enough, and you can use the double stone production for both of those spearmen. Now, we're gonna attack the gold mine. And the reason we're doing this, now he can't delete it. If he deletes the gold mine now, I'm gonna get the resources. Yeah, he's just mining, okay. Okay, like that. I'm gonna actually gather another 120 wood. And now we're gonna age up. So I think he's gotten enough, I think he's gotten enough gold for like a knight or something like that, because he's mined it quite a bit. So what I can do here is I'm gonna do another tower rush, because why not? You don't need to do this, but I like doing it, especially on this map where it's kind of like, if I put a tower here, it kind of denies this whole side of golds, because I have tower here and I'm gonna have a tower on the other side. So it's gonna be pretty hard for him to escape there and, you know, get the gold. Let's go for silver tree. He's got an archer range. I'm gonna go around so he doesn't see me. There's a gold here, by the way, so that's very nice. So now he is basically cut off from all the golds. There shouldn't be any gold here. There's all the golds there. So now this is like a very good setup to go from here on out. Yeah, he is going on. Oh, he went the cock. Okay. Okay, he went the cock. Alright. I mean, even if he does trade, this is gonna be the smallest trade in the world. He might go for this gold. And that's what he's gonna do. No way. No way that didn't fucking kill it. Alright. Unfortunate turn of events. We're gonna instantly move into Beastyqt. He had a gold very close there. I actually had a game recently where I was French and my golds were just like the most atrocious positions ever, and I couldn't do what he just did because the stuff was so far away. But I'm gonna show you a cool little trick I'm about to do. So right now, the idea is I'm gonna make Beastyqt until he goes to Spearman, and then I will make archers, okay? So that's the plan. So I'm even gonna add a second stable here. Oh, look at that. Boom, 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 boom. And now we cause a little bit more problems here for him. And now he still can't trade, right? He doesn't have a good trade because I am kind of denying it quite a bit. I'll try to kill that guy. Boom. That's a dead villager. And there we go. The damage has started. How much gold is it? He's trading food. One is on food, one is on gold. Okay. We're gonna start trading, and even though he has a few traders out already, trade that I'll have will be a lot better. So I have a Beastyqt. He has an archer range, and that's it. So this should not be very good for him. He should be taking quite a bit of damage here. I'm gonna get blacksmith because I want to get. Oh, he has a knife. Wait, where's the stable? Oh my god, it's right here. Okay. My trade is gonna be a lot better than his, but I'm gonna get a blacksmith because I want to get +1 so I can dive this tower a bit. Oh wow, is it? Okay. There's a knight. Go back. I think if I defend my trade in this position and just not let him expand his, I'll be fine. Now, if he's killing my traders, that's obviously bad for me. But if he starts losing too many units to kill traders, then that's pretty good for me. Because his economy with the traders is not really growing right now. It's kind of trading pretty badly, actually. Okay, there's a lot of traders right now. Or a lot of Beastyqts, alright? We're gonna rally back at home now. And that might be first night. Oh. So if I kill these archers, basically I'm gonna force it, or I can use my spearmen again. count is dead. I'm gonna use these spearmen now because I reset the archer count. I'll make some more spearmen. Okay, I'm gonna get +1 armor. He's playing this pretty well. I think him securing the second goal was pretty good for him very early on. He's lost 2 knights and a lot of archers. I haven't lost anything yet, so that's pretty nice for me. I'm gonna rally onto the wood because I want to get some farms going, or pastures. I wish my Khan was alive so I have some. So I have some vision, because I would love to just jump on this here. Okay. Sometimes even if you're trading, you can get the mining upgrade, and I might get it soon. Never repair the tower. Okay. And now this is a disaster for him. Because if he doesn't have the night production, then this thing ain't gonna work. So, so he did do a bit of damage, like attacking and stuff, but he lost I think 3 knights, and I haven't lost, like I've lost traders, yes, but I haven't lost any units. So if the opponent keeps trading army for economy, eventually you can just kill him. And this tower, it might look like it didn't do anything, or this tower, but this tower prevented the trade from here downwards. I could have actually positioned this tower better. This tower could have been here. Now that would have been a good tower. But I actually didn't see this gold when I was placing the tower. But if I put it here, it would be very hard for him to mine on both of these, and that would have probably been just the ending. And then having a tower here to deny any stuff sneaking, he would have to go to the gold over here, which is so exposed. Like compared to this, I can just sit in between and interrupt reinforcements and stuff. But yeah, let's look at the army economy count. So yeah, the economy count, you can see it is like I've lost traders, but again, trading knights for traders that early is not worth it. So yeah, like the raids are good if you kill a unit and you run away, but if you kill it, like trading a knight for 1 villager early in the game is not worth it. Okay, for example, like, and it's the same with the trader. What's gonna happen is what just happened. Eventually he will just get mowed down. So imagine if we had that fight. He had like, what did he have? Like 6 knights and 4 archers there at the end. Imagine if he had 9 knights and 10 archers. I don't know how to handle Mali spears. What do you tower rush initially and then you just make archers against Mali spears? They ain't any different. Okay, so what did we do? We did a game against OOTD. We did a game against, we did that Socatra game, which we're not gonna count. And now we're doing English, which again, I'll do versus English in whatever civ I play because it is a very, very common civ to say the least. So sometimes when you get a tree like this next to your town center, you can just use your Gur to go around and you know, scout for sheep or maybe pick some up. Another thing is you usually don't want to send your villagers back. You don't want to send it back if you're tower rushing. You want to just put it on berries, and by the time it gathers, you should have enough food. But we're not going to be doing towering against English because, you know, they have longbow villagers, so that ain't going to work for us too well. But we're still going to get that 150 wood like I mentioned earlier, and we're going to get like an uvu or pasture just to get some value from that. And here. Okay, nice. And now we're gonna start sending Gur back home so we can take gold. I didn't find a single sheep there. A bit unfortunate. But it is what it is. Now, I don't know what he's gonna do. Some English players just go 2 TC against the trade. Some people go king into aggression. Some people just go straight up council hole. So I have no idea what his plan specifically is. My Gur is actually a bit late. Quite a bit late, but it's fine. We can just rebalance. And I'll show you how to rebalance. Now, against English, I like going deer stones personally. Because, like, I know I'm like not making Mangudai against anything, but against English, like making Mangudai when there's longbows is crazy. But I do like going deer stones still. So I'm gonna send 5 villagers to gold because that's the way of rebalancing the eco so that I don't have too much food. Also, this market not great, but you know, sometimes you don't get super good markets, so it is what it is. It is what it is. But actually against the English, nah, you probably don't want Mangudai. I was like, maybe, nah. But the reason I like deer stones in this matchup is your archers are kind of the MVP, not your keshiks. I mean, keshiks are obviously good and you want to make them and all. But the reason why archers are the MVP is archers can actually kill both longbows and spearmen in mass. So if you go deer stones, not only you get movement speed, but you will also get the what are they called? You will also get the new counters, and you can actually get more range on your archers, which is quite nice. And you get it, you know, with each age you get more and more range, so that's quite nice. Now this is the worst spawn you can have, by the way. What's happening right here? Double deer forward, berries forward, gold forward, uvu forward, and then gold, neutral market is not in a good spot, so I'm gonna get a lot less I'm gonna get a lot less gold, but you know, that's how it is. That's Mongol life, baby. Sometimes you get all the good stuff, and sometimes you get this. So this is gonna be probably around 20 gold less per trip. 15-20 gold less per trip. Let's go see what he's doing. I'm most likely gonna open Keshik. Unless he's going council hole, then I might just open archer range and go. We'll see. We gotta see what he's doing. Is this his stone? No. Is it? No? Oh, this is stone. Okay, king. This is a second TC. Right? Right. Okay, so if this was any other civ, I would just fire up double market right now. But I cannot go double market, and the reason for that is the king. And that's why English is good civ. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make Keshiks first, and now I'm going to send markets. I'm going to get double broadaxe. I move my deer stone so it covers the area where the traders are gonna go. And I'm gonna go double market here. His king should be out soon. Second TC right there. Is the king out already? It might be out. I need to be careful with this. And now I'm just gonna chase his king because I don't want to get harassed, and I have nowhere to harass, so it makes no sense for me to like go across the map and then start losing stuff to the king, right? And now this is what you do. I'm gonna keep making Keshiks every once in a while, and I'm only gonna make archers if he is making archers, or sorry, if he's making spearmen. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep making Keshiks because they're gonna kill everything else except spearmen. Okay, we're gonna go for that. Now, you don't want to trade too much against the king for the very obvious reason is he can just go and heal it. Boom, boom, boom. Let's send that. Spearman archer. Okay, a lot on wood, which means he is committing. Now, one thing I can deny is... okay, this is good. Now with 4, I can just chase. What I can deny is gold. So if I actually deny gold upgrades and just military upgrades, that would be quite good. But I'm gonna need a lot of wood right now because I'm double producing from the markets. Oh, if I took the scout down, that would be big. Sometimes killing the scout is way bigger than killing other units. Give a little poke here and spook him a bit. And all his golds are forward, which is nice, so he can't hide. I'm gonna struggle with the gold for like a second. 46 gold trades. That is yikes. That was a bit yikes, but yeah. Okay, we're gonna place this tower right there. So yeah, my gold is gonna climb very quickly here. And now I'm producing archers with the stone. So we can catch up and overwhelm the spearman count quite fast. He's still not mining gold, so he's very, very committed to this army making. I could actually go make a tower here. I think that'd be quite a nice tower, so that king is not obnoxious little shit. And what I'm doing here is I'm trying my best to keep the track of the king. Because... okay, he's going like full, getting like farms up and stuff. So the last thing I want is king running around and like starting to pick off my stuff, because that would be super duper annoying. And you can see that he can't move out immediately. His second TC, he's building up his eco, and that's giving me a lot of time to set up my eco. And because I went two markets, I should scale a lot better the longer the game goes. I'm even gonna destroy this, because why not? King is right there, we see it. Love that. And we're gonna make a tower here, because we're gonna use this deer stone to play with. And you'll see what I mean by that. I'm gonna go for deer. So if he was 1 TCing, I would probably make more pastures, but because he is not a 1 TC, he's macro, I have a lot of the map, so I can just do this. And like I said earlier, I'm gonna use this deer stone to play with it. So you'll see what I mean now. I'm also gonna get this, the packing thing, where your stuff moves faster, your buildings move faster. I could make a tower here. I don't know where the king is, so let's just play it safe. And so far it looks good. So he is clearly just playing very, very defensive. Now, I'm still giga booming. I'm gonna just use the resources to get more pastures meanwhile. And now, once I get this down, I'm gonna try to bait him out actually. We'll do some trading. King is being annoying in the back. Okay, he's pushing through the middle, kind of, but not really. And he doesn't have enough longbows. He has a lot of spearmen. I'm gonna add another archer range here. And now we're gonna do potentially some damage. I do want to get blacksmith actually. Don't know what this is for. Yeah, I don't want to commit too much. I don't have +1 armor. And I'm getting a lot of gold, so I'm just gonna stop gathering gold there. So I'm gonna get +1 ranged attack first. King dead. This thing is gonna be expired soon. Got a big army. Now you can always use oh shit, I don't have counter. Can age up here. Now, I don't want to necessarily fight yet. My upgrades are not done yet. He's making a tower here, so he might wait a bit before he engages me as well. Which is good for me because I'm aging up. And if this tower finishes, it's gonna be super nice. Usually second Ubu, by the way, always try to go for the thick stone, so you don't have to replace it for a long time. And when you age up with Mongol, it's very important you slam on your upgrades immediately. So, like, make sure you have not only enough resources, but you know, your buildings are ready to start researching. That's a big army. Now we have Kurultai. Now, the reason I'm fighting before the upgrades is otherwise my traders are gonna die. Now we go for it. Keshiks are upgraded. I'm getting +2 range attack. And now Keshiks are quite strong in castle. Like, they go from pretty meh to like pretty strong in castle. So I'm just gonna commit to this. I'm gonna buy some wood so I can make more production. And this is where your gold income is like super strong, so you can just use it to rebalance your eco. So now I can actually switch to full gold units. And at this point with Mongol, what you usually want to do is you want to produce full gold units, and then you want to use your wood to get pastures and make sure you have proper food transition, or you can just spend all your gold like this, getting wood, and then you can just kind of sort pastures now and be done with it for a while. Okay. I'm gonna get monastery. Again, I don't want gold, but I just want to start taking them slowly so he doesn't get them. But this game is pretty much over. I'm gonna get the whistling arrows. It's a very, very good upgrade. And you can see I have 31 traders right now. So my eco is a lot better. Pastures. Still producing traders. Oh no, wait, what? How did I cancel that? I thought I canceled that. There, white tower. Careful. He's doing white tower there to protect on the gold, and now I'm gonna show you. We're gonna cancel whistling arrow actually. What are you doing, villager? So I'm gonna show you again how to break English or any other civ, okay? Just like I told you earlier. Just like I told you earlier. I'm gonna start. We can actually do some raiding here. I can just run through. Like, these DCs are not gonna do much damage. So most of the people, what they do is they just run into like the white tower and they lose everything instead of just, you know, not running into white tower. I know it sounds very complicated, but yeah, just don't run into the white tower. And look, I can just kill him here. See that? Wow. I went around the white tower. Do you see that? It's an insane strat that I like to implement. Well, see that? Crazy, right? Wow, you don't have to face first into the white tower? Nope. You can just go around, brother. So what I was gonna do is get siege engineering. I can now go into the white tower. Oh. I can now go into siege engineering and do a mass siege push. Look at that. He gets a mango now. I snap his neck. And at this point, if I lose all the units, literally every single unit there is lost. I am so far ahead, there's zero chance he can win from here now. Like, I can literally delete this whole army, right? And he's still gonna lose, because my eco right now... I'll show the income in a second. Why did this Keshik not kill that? What? Did I not right click it? But I have 1.5k, 1100, 1.5k. So now, the way you break the white tower, if let's say he defended this or had more units, like he lost a massive army, and when you lose the massive army here, it's over. But let's say he still had it. So what I would do is I would just poke here, make like 3-4 towers, get Springle upgrades, and just go trebuchets. And then when he makes Springles, you just produce Springles as well with your units, but you can produce way more than he can because I have better eco. I'm trading, so GG. So if we look at the timeline, we look at the economy count, you can see I'm just getting further and further ahead. Military count, there it is. And then economy, if you look at that difference. I have 10,000 gold more, and I have 1,000 wood more, but that's just like all the eco upgrades from Mongols, right? You get, first of all, I got all the eco upgrades very quickly. I have deer stones for movement speed on villagers. I was on deer. I didn't invest into pastures till later on, whereas he was investing into farms. And then just the gold is a lot more. All right, so if you're watching on YouTube, we just played this matchup. Like basically we were halfway through and then he crashed, so we're remaking now. So here we go. Mongol versus Abbasid. Check W. Let's go again. So earlier I had a trade like here. Hopefully I have a good trade. Or at least hopefully I don't have a worse trade. Let's go with that. Okay, so I'm gonna try to repeat everything I said in the first one for you guys watching on YouTube. But against Abbasid, you wanna, pretty much against any civ, you wanna go immediately across the map and see what they're doing. And also see where their resources are, because that is pretty important. So what I'm gonna do, you always wanna do this. You use the on the TC, and the reason you use it on TC because that gives you pretty much full vision of what's going in space, what's going on. And the reason why we're gonna do Tower Rush, and the reason you do Tower Rush against Abbasid is because you want to basically either force the military wing. Okay, trade is here, which means we gotta go trade.
CA checks for the content and the wholesome community Beastyqt less than 3.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you. So basically you want to go Tower Rush to preferably block their stone, which here he has a back stone now, so that's very unfortunate. But you want to either force them to go military wing and then make a ramp, or if they go eco wing, then they can get rid of the tower for a while, so then your tower can have impact. There's the stone right there. What about tower? We'll see. There's no food on this side of the map, so that means that his deer are here. So tower can possibly block out a lot of things there. We'll see. So that's kind of the idea, but in the current meta, Abbasid will always try to get multiple TCs. So you actually want to tower rush the stone and not the gold. Now the unfortunate thing is there's a stone here, but there's a back stone. So even if I tower rush, he can just go mine it in the back. You know, if it's in the front, if let's say his second stone was here, then it's a lot more uncomfortable and a lot more weird for him to play from then on, but it is what it is. So another thing is, if he goes military wing, I didn't mention this earlier, you should make one tower and bail. But if he goes for eco wing, you can actually just do another tower somewhere else, because he's not going to be destroying the towers anytime soon. At least the sheep are the same as the game 1. None. Let's scout with this girl. Okay. Oh, deer right there. Okay. Go back with the girl. Want to push him off of gold immediately. Now, Abbasid mining camps actually take a lot less damage because of the House of Wisdom. They have bonus fire armor, so you do 5 less damage per torch. It's actually quite more annoying to try to burn Abbasid buildings. So it's gonna go a lot slower if I can even do it in time. But I'm gonna just go for it. So I'm gonna send these two in the back already. There's the eco wing again. And this is what I'm gonna do. Watch this. Okay. I'm gonna tower this, send the villager there. Send this third to go around scout. This is gonna stay here, just so he doesn't mine gold. I'm gonna use this little guy to push away the deer and spread him out as much as I possibly can, just to ruin his food gathering if he ever gets to these deer later on. And these guys are gonna go in the back to make sure he's not mining stone there. We're gonna go deer stones. Go. Now, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish a tower, but we'll try. I'm gonna make another round of spearmen here, actually. So by spreading all these deer out, his economy is gonna be a lot worse. He does know that I'm towering there. I want to actually send these two spearmen to help. Okay, so you see he's going to be fighting here. Now, even if this tower doesn't go up, which it will definitely not go up, I am still causing a lot of idle time on my opponent. Okay. That's nice. I'm gonna go spread out these deer as much as I possibly can. Maybe I'll make a tower here. You know, it's gonna protect. It's gonna protect my trade because it's gonna give me vision here, but it's also gonna block the berries there. So that can be nice, I guess. Okay, we got Keshiks, and we're gonna go double market once again. I'm gonna try to spread these deer as much as I can here. We're gonna get Keshik because he only has archers right now. We're gonna send these markets to the bottom. We're gonna make an archer range. Wheelbarrow. Actually, I'm gonna get double broadaxe first. And we'll get wheelbarrow later. He's walling already. Yeah, this game is not going as well as the last one, but it's alright. It is what it is. So the good thing is, he does not have a front TC. I denied the gold, so he's going to be struggling for upgrades, which can be my point of attack right here in this game. I can go on deer already, because there's nothing he can really do about it, right? He can't really prevent me from getting deer at this point. And I'm gonna finish up these deer, and look how they're completely ruined, like this. And it's not one deer pack, it's double deer pack, just completely butchered right now. So that is very nice. I'm gonna put deer stones like here, so my traders get a little buff too when they move. Now you can also get the Mongol upgrade for buildings to move faster if you want. It's not necessary, but you know, it can help. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna get that. Oh. I think he is double TC again. Or triple TC. I'd even send them. I'm not sure. We're gonna get blacksmith and we're gonna start producing archers. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Oh, that's pretty bad. Ay. Okay, we're gonna start spamming a lot of units because I wanna try to punish that. If possible, that is. Now, he doesn't have a lot of food. A lot of it is here on the bottom and right there. So I'm gonna try to not let him get any food. And the reason for that is I want to force him to make farms so that he doesn't get value out of it by getting just outside food sources and stuff like that. So the plan is here to somehow plant a tower. I'm gonna plant a tower here for now. Yeah, I'm gonna plant a tower here for now. I'm gonna get +1 range attack. So if I deny him gold, I deny him eco upgrades and military upgrades, so that would be quite nice to do. I'm gonna put this tower here, and then the next one I'm gonna move forward. That's the plan, at least. Camel is there. Yeah, he's going super early farms already. Yeah, this is... The last game was a lot better, but... Yeah, it is what it is. It was a lot better start, I think. So this is what we're going to be fighting around now. Oh, that's very nice for me. Very nice trade. Very nice. He's trying to snipe my worker. So if I get this up, again, his gold is blocked. He did mine some, but you know, he won't have to age up and stuff, so still quite a good block. I'm gonna get siege engineering and I'm gonna start pushing here. Send that guy over there. Ten traders right now. He definitely has better eco at the moment. So what I can do is I can just continue this tower rushing. And just continue the bullying right here. So no more gold. Let me see what upgrades he got. He didn't get any military upgrades yet. I'm booming quite well now. Like I have a good gold income. Hope he doesn't crush. Pick W. So I'm just threatening here, okay? I'm just setting up in the front. But I'm going to threaten some run-bys here. Look, he's scared in the back. His wood line is actually not that much left. Like, he's panic walling there, so that's good. We like that. Oh, look at that. Idle time. He's like, oh shit. Now, I don't have any... What are they called? Yeah, that's not gonna work. We're gonna go home. I don't know what I was gonna say. I don't have any pastures, that's what I was gonna say. But I think it's okay. His income is crazy. Like, this many Abbasid farms are cracked right now. So now even killing like a few workers is not that great. Now, I mentioned this before, but try to always get second Ubu to be the big one. I'm gonna snipe that camel. Okay. No age up yet, that's very important. I can buy wood now. So I'm still in feudal, but I can just buy wood if I need to. Because why not? What am I going to use it on? Or I can just buy food and age up. But I want to commit, I want to make him very worried what's about to happen here. And he still doesn't have access to gold, by the way. So that's very, very important. Here. Look, I'm losing Rams, right? So I'm losing Rams, I didn't kill anything. But I just mowed down so much of his units right now. So many units of his just died. He can't go up, right? So there's no gold he can take on the map. I have a full vision around his base, so you can't run and you can't hide, brother. So I'm gonna do a hard push next. So this was just poking a little bit. Wait, there's Rams here. Oh, you're going, no. So the difference between just pushing and hard push is I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna age up. Look, he's scared right now. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just poke a bit. I'm aging up, so I'm just gonna poke a bit. Let's force him to trade. And do bad trades preferably. But not commit fully. If I down this TC, I'm fine. I'm just gonna down it and go back. Okay, cool. And now what we're gonna do? Upgrade that, upgrade that, upgrade that, upgrade that. So I'm committing fully right now. As in, I'm not going pastures, I'm just going for it. Can't age up. I can see he's not aging up, by the way, so I have all the time in the world. I'm not in a rush. Kill a camel. The archers got upgraded. Now I should start making crossbows. The reason for that is because I need wood to transition to pastures. I'm gonna use this forward. Do you know why I'm using it forward? I'm using it forward so I can block his units coming in. I'm gonna just buy wood. Look at that. I just buy a bunch of wood. See that? Boom. You shouldn't be ever scared to buy wood as Mongol. Like, oh no, shouldn't buy wood and shit like that. Just fucking spend it, man. Just don't float your resources. You know? It doesn't matter what you spend it on, just use them. If you need food, buy food. Right now I have Kurultai. I can let my archers take the hits, then charge with Keshiks in the back. If you ever feel like your Keshiks taking too much damage, you can even move your archers a bit forward like this, and then fight. And now we're going in. GG. Beasty spitting life facts. If you need food, buy food. True. I mean, is it not true? It's very true, actually. So, yeah. And again, don't be afraid to, like, make multiple markets. Look at my gold income. 2k gold income. My food is not great yet. So, basically, the reason I had so much oh my god, what the Dude, he was probably selling food like crazy. No, he wasn't. What the hell? the reason I had so many units is because I didn't make pastures, right? If I made pastures earlier, I would have a lot less units. And you can also go on his side of the map if you have full map control. I could have taken these berries, these berries. Now the deer I split, right? But if I didn't split them, I could have taken those two. I have deer here, I didn't even see. In this situation, I could have gone for improved siege engineering, by the way, and started making trebuchets and stuff. In general, you don't want to do that against Abbasid, or at least I feel like it's not as good because they can also respond immediately by making springles with their units. But because this is his second woodline, so his main woodline is gone, this is his second woodline, I could have put like 2 towers and just siege them to death. Because he just wouldn't have wood to produce any other siege to defend himself. So, yeah, GG's. Need to do China. China is the same. Like, the thing is, when you trade, China is pretty much the same. So let me go through the matchups and I'll just explain it for you guys. Byzantine, Mongol is actually decent into Byzantine because you can make so many archers. You can basically make a lot more units that they can early on. And if you tower rush their berries, I would also suggest continuously making spearmen until the tower is up on the bears, because they might pull their villagers with the shivs and kill your spearmen and your tower with the villagers. But in general, you should be able to mass a lot of units early on. And because they're infantry-based civ, whenever they push out, they're gonna basically either lose the whole army or kill you, right? And you get to choose where you want to fight. Japanese versus Mongol is very good for Mongol because once you tower rush Japanese on their gold, they usually want to rush castle, and if you tower rush their gold, there's not much they can do after that. Their feudal is not great, so this is probably one of the more favorable matchups for you. Abbasid, I just showed it to you. Ayubid is kind of interesting. Ayubid is like, usually they put some pressure in feudal and then they age up. I would probably suggest to, even though they have camels in feudal, to still go archer Keshik, because you can just pick off camels with your archers and then you still have Keshiks to, do damage. If they rush castle, then obviously you probably did tower rush on their gold, so even if they rush castle, it's going to be delayed. And if they go military wing, they can immediately make a ram with the desert raider, so you can try kill the ram as it's trying to kill your tower and stuff like that. But in general, they're going to try to rush castle and try to clean up your tower. Against China, do not tower rush, okay? Listen, try tower rushing in your league. If it works, keep doing it. Same thing with Jushi. The reason at the top level you never see tower rush versus China or Jushi Legacy is if China or Jushi Legacy actually make a barrack, and just make spearmen with supervising, they will kill you straight up. They will actually destroy you. Yeah, and also they can age up faster than you and upgrade spear and then kill you again. So I would advise you to not goof around in Dark Age. And basically both China and Jushi, they will either 2TC or attack you in feudal. If they attack you with Zuginu, you have to defend with Keshik Archer with 1 market. If they are booming as well, so they're going 2TC or 3TC, then just like you've seen against Abbasid or against English, just go 2-3 markets and just trade, put some pressure, and so on and so forth. If they reach like crazy amount of Zuginu, it can be hard, but you will also have a lot of mobility. So, yeah. French and JD are very similar, but JD is a hard matchup for Mongol. The reason for that is JD doesn't necessarily, I feel like when you play French, you kind of have to go for knights just because how the civ is, but with JD, you can actually just make horseman, spearman, archer, and go kill Mongol and Uvu, because JD can fight the early spearmen really well. And if you force the Mongol in like early skirmishes around their gold and around their Uvu, as JD, Mongol is going to have a very, very rough time. Archery and OTD, we kind of covered that. If Archery fights you, again, you just go 1 market and you trade. But Archery is very, very strong right now, so obviously it's going to be a hard matchup. And you also cannot tower rush, or should not be able to tower rush either of these if the players are good. But again, try it. If it works in your league, just keep doing it. Delhi, you most likely will not be able to trade. There's a game of who did I play with against in a tournament? It was on Dry Arabia. I was Mongol. I want to say it was Demu, but I can't remember. It was Mongol versus Delhi on Dry Arabia, and basically I did not trade. I added a couple of pastures as I was in feudal. And what I did is I went like double or triple stable Keshik versus Ghazis, and then I aged up to castle. Because you will simply die if you go trade against Delhi, because they can make the most units out of any civ in feudal, and you will simply get completely overwhelmed. So it's a rough matchup in my opinion, but if you do tower rush Delhi, you need to tower rush their wood line. I think it was against Demo. You need to tower rush their wood line, okay? Don't tower rush their gold. Maybe if they go Dome of Faith, you can, but in general, you want to tower rush the wood lines against Delhi. Against English, we played it earlier. You know, it's a pretty simple matchup as in what you need to do. Now, the advantage you have over English, and I think this is a Mongol favorite matchup, is that you have archers that are moving faster. So if you get a good enough of archer mass, you can actually just mow down all the spearmen and longbows with your archers. And you can always harass with Keshiks, which they can't really do. And yeah, I think it's a pretty good matchup for Mongol. Malian versus Mongol. Good Malian players will open barracks against Mongol. Because if they do, Donzos have 1 melee armor in Dark Age and Spearmen do not. So Donzos will be able to trade against your Spearmen quite well, and they have like the throwing ability. So if you get in that situation where Malin is making Donzos, you kind of want to make Spearmen, but then you kind of want to, at a point like after 6, 7, 8, you want to stop and age up, upgrade your Spearmen, and then fight him again. And the point is, you want to keep Malian engaged like all the time. Like, for example, you go Spearman, they go Donzos. You fight, you poke,
Best
whatever.
of 4 streamer emo less than 3.
You age up, you upgrade your Spearman, you fight. And then you start trading, you start attacking their gold again, you start putting pressure. Then you go archers. They go javelins, but you're already cooking Keshiks, right? So what you want to do is not let them get their second gold pit mine, and you also don't want to let them get cow boom going. You want to delay that as much as possible, so your trade can start happening slowly. Don't be too greedy with the trade. And do not go Mangudai against them. Mangudai in general, you can go in every matchup. It just depends like how you want to play it and what you want to do. Like if someone is all in you, you definitely do not go Mangudai, okay? But if someone is going 2TC, you can go Keshik Mangudai and put a lot of pressure in the map that way. It also depends on the map. Ottoman versus Mongol. This used to be a terrible matchup for Mongol. I don't think it's that bad anymore. Yeah, I don't think it's that bad anymore. I think it's playable. The military schools don't produce as many units. And you probably do not want to tower rush them, because a lot of Ottomans, I think, learned and they will actually make barracks in Dark Age against Mongol. If they make only schools, military schools in your league, wherever you're playing, then you can do a tower rush, because military school will not kill the tower rush amount of units. And then Rus, this used to be probably the worst matchup for Mongol for 2 years, probably. But recently Rus got nerfed quite a bit. And because of that, I think Mongol is a lot better against Rus. And this is a matchup that you can do a lot of stuff. Rus also needs a lot of food, so you can harass them throughout the map. And you can either go Keshiks, or you can even go Mangudai if you want, and just trade. Same rules. Now, regarding in the next patch, so what's getting changed, nerfed, buffed, whatever, is the cavalry is getting buffed quite a bit, and the ranged units are getting buffed quite a bit, whereas melee units are getting nerfed. And this is good news for Mongol. And another thing that's getting nerfed or changed is the siege. So siege is getting changed, but it is a big nerf to siege in general. So Mongol is a civ that they do use siege, especially in castle if you're doing those pushes. But the way Mongol uses siege is not to rely on it to kill the enemy units. It's to force the enemy out, or to force an enemy's reaction. So Mongol is not a siege-dependent civ, as much as some of the other civs are. And Mongol is not really a civ that you go like man-at-arm crossbow, or just pure spearman. You usually go Keshik archer, Kashik Manguda, Kashik crossbow. So the fact that range units and cavalry is getting buffed is good news for Mongol. And yeah, Palisade build time is increased. So a lot of things are looking up in the next patch for Mongol. So we'll see how that turns out and what they end up doing. And obviously this is in October 2024. I don't know when you're going to be watching this video, but I hope you kind of learned a little bit how to play Mongol. Learn what I'm thinking about, why I'm doing decisions, and so on and so forth. But that was how to play Mongols like a pro. I hope you enjoyed it. And the next one we'll be doing is how to play Rus like a pro. We're probably going to be doing 4 to 5 games and just kind of giving you my thought process on that. And I'm going to try to give you different builds and all the good stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. If you're watching on Twitch, let's keep going.